Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like to call the show, 706-889-9700. If you'd like to be on the show, you can text me there, 706-889-9700. You can email me, chief@veterannews.com, and there are all of the social media ways you can follow us. It's good to be back this morning. I, again, want to continue to thank Rick for a special Veterans Day show yesterday. Thank you very much. Now, so much ties together because let's go back to the voting machines just for a minute, okay? Just so this judge, let's go ahead and put up number 6. This is Amy, what is her name again as a judge here? She's an Obama appointee, and she is Amy Tottenberg, okay? So she has decided that we're going to wait till Friday to certify, or she is delayed certifying. Common Cause. All right, listen, I guess I want to say I promise you not to do it, and I told you so, okay? But I worked on this for weeks in advance, okay? I told you about Common Cause. I told you they were right here in Ellijay not long ago, all right? They were up here in North Georgia. We've talked about the Democrat redistricting National Redistricting Committee. We've talked about the New Georgia Project. I mean, we really worked on trying to let you know that this was on its way, okay? You know, it's a funny thing. No, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to be negative today as far as saying anything. It's, you know. So, voting machines. Let's tell the truth. You know, this is not going to be the most glamorous story, because the glamour of it is to hear the lies, how not that, you know, the spin of the media of how people stood in line for hours, 3 and 4 hours. And if you go to Stacey Abrams' website, there are testimonials on how 10 and 15 people at a time got out of line and left, okay? Testimonials over and over how they just got out of line and left, and they were worried they were going to lose their job, and one thing after another, okay? Voting machines did not work. There wasn't enough. Why were voting machines in a warehouse and not out there to be put into use? So let's just do this, okay? First of all, you have every county handles their elections. Now, cities have their own elections, but every county handles the elections for the state and federal. Now, if you've ever, because I have, sit through a yearly budget meeting. So here is the budget for 2019 for Gilmer County. And let's see, voter registrar, okay, 106,337 is in the expenditure budget. Voter registrar, okay? Elections, $65,314. Elections in the county budget. So it's up to the counties to come. There's 100 and some thousand being spent right here in this rural county on elections. And they do their budget. And they come to your county commissioners. This might be boring, but let's tell the truth, all right? Let's just keep this judge up here. She's a federal Obama appointee. We want you to have a very focused view on a liberal judge that Stacey Abrams has found. But, so, it's very boring, but the county, the head of the elections goes and puts in their budget. And they tell their county commissioners, hey, we have to have X amount this year. We have a lot on the ballot. So an election costs about $30,000 in rural counties. In small counties where you're probably sitting this morning, it's a $30,000 election. You pay for it. Yes, you do. You pay for it. You buy the voting machines. Yes, you do. You buy the voting machines. I was sitting, and let's see if I'll be corrected on this. I was sitting in a meeting, I think it was last year, okay? I think it was last year, where the election machines that we use in Georgia, the Fannin County, and I can say this, the Fannin County Board of Elections needed to buy 4 machines. And there's a state that no longer used those machines, and they were online for sale. Online for sale. That's my understanding. And they bought, the government puts out sales of different states. Not basically, I don't want you to think they bought them through Amazon. So they purchased these from another state, these machines. They had to go, your head of elections there had to go in Fannin County to the Board of Commissioners and explain to the Board of Commissioners why they needed those machines, that they had, what elections they had coming up, and had to get their budget adjusted so they can make the purchase, which the commissioners agreed, hey, this is a good deal, let's get the machines. All right? So go to your county election office, and there's a whole checklist before they put the machines out for an election. They got to go to, they got to put them all out. They got to test them. They got to fill out all kinds of paperwork that they've been tested, that they've worked properly. Then, when they're done with the machines, they got to put the heads of them, okay, that you see there. They got to put those heads in a box. They have to clear them, okay? They have to fill out all kinds of paperwork to certify they've been cleared. It's a major process that the county's responsible for. So if you have a county, you may need to clean out your election board. You may need to clean out your head of elections. If you have a county, you need to go to your county commissioners if you didn't have enough poll workers. If they didn't put enough money in the budget to hire poll workers, you need to go to your county commissioners. If they didn't put enough money to buy enough machines for you to cast your votes, you need to go to your county commissioners and find out why. If you stood in line for 2 hours to vote somewhere, I can understand, it can be hard in the major metropolitan areas. But if you stood in line for 2 hours to vote and machines did not work, you have a board of elections in that county, and you have someone in charge of the elections in that county, and you've got a county commission. And you need to go to them. But no, the media makes a big deal out of the Secretary of State's office. And the media makes a big deal out of the Secretary of State had all these voting machines in a warehouse. There's a process of requesting more machines. There's a process if you needed more machines. But I'm telling you right now, these areas in Gwinnett and the other areas that failed, that Stacey Abrams is screaming about, they did it on purpose because they knew if they would cause some of these problems, okay, this is my opinion, they knew if they caused some of these problems, you'd have what you have today. Well, you're thinking, well, no, I don't think they did it on purpose because they wanted the votes. Just saying. You need to look at your county. That's how it's done, as your county. So if you have a problem with the voting machines, you need to go to your county commissioners, your board of elections, and you need to take up your problem there. If you did not have enough machines, you need to take up the problem there. If you did not have enough poll workers, you need to ask why there wasn't enough money in the budget to get enough poll workers for your Board of Elections to handle your election. All right? I'm going to take a brief break. We'll be back right after these messages. We'll talk about Florida and Arizona. I'm your host, BKP. Take a brief break there, Josh.